So for now, we're just going to find a comfortable position with the feet to stand in. And we're just going to allow a little bit of sway from side to side, from one foot over to the other. And you might even spread the toes as you take weight off of one foot. And as you lower that back down, then you have a bit more surface area. So just feeling into what parts of the foot are connected down to the mat. And once you feel like you've kind of got that good grounded feeling, then you can pause into the center here. We'll take a bit of movement through the head and the arms. So allow the arms to gradually go nice and slow, feeling into each little bit of movement, reaching out, slowly reaching up. Perhaps you take the gaze up as well. And as you exhale, allowing the arms to open as you turn your chin over one shoulder, doesn't matter which shoulder that is, and slowly allowing the arms to release all the way down. And we'll go up again. You can have the arms go straight out to the sides, or you can have them come a little bit forward, just depending on how the shoulders are feeling. And then we'll allow the arms to relax and look over the other shoulder as you slowly let the arms float down. And we'll take this again. Now, as the arms come up, you can choose to have the palms face up as they float up. This is typically a little bit easier on the shoulder. And now we're going to drop one ear to one shoulder as the arms come down. Just feeling that length through one side of the neck. Let's go up one more time. You can again turn the gaze up, reaching tall, and then dropping the other ear to the shoulder. Just feeling that length through the neck. And we'll go up one last time, breathing in, reaching high. And this time the palms will connect. Draw the palms into a prayer position and allow the chin to come down and allow the eyes to close. So we'll start out first by attempting to create length in the back of the neck by lifting the chest up and drawing the chin down and just feeling into that length. And then as we're here for some time, you can allow that energy through the back of the neck to just soften slightly. So the chin is just still a little bit down. And if you would like to let the arms relax, you can. The eyes will continue to stay closed. And we're just going to come into noticing our own breath. Now, if you prefer to do this with the chin lifted and the eyes closed, you're more than welcome to. If you prefer to do this with the palms turned slightly forward, that might feel better for you. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. Now, as you notice the breath, there might be sound associated with the breath. Or it could just be that, again, you're just noticing without changing anything. Now we can come into more of a audible breath. And this is often referred to as ujjayi breathing or ocean breath. I like to call it whisper breathing because that's kind of the closest thing I think that we can relate to. So when you breathe, it's as if you're whispering into somebody's ear. So the voice is really quiet, and that's how you breathe. So we're using not vocal cords, but just a throat constriction. And that's how the breath starts to vibrate. And that's where we get this ujjayi breathing or this ocean breath. And as you're doing this, if this is a breath that is maybe new to you or it's still really challenging for you to grasp, then definitely open the mouth on the exhale And think of fogging up your glasses like you're going to clean them. And that's the best place to start to learn how to use the throat without using the vocal cords. And eventually over time, you can learn to incorporate this sound on both the inhales and the exhales. And eventually over time, you can learn to access this breath without having to part the lips. But if it's challenging for you, then start there, opening the mouth for your exhale to get that sound. And what you'll start to notice is the breath will double in length, triple maybe. And the duration of the inhales and the exhales really is drawn out. And this helps us to work into the lower lobes of the lungs, not just into the upper portion of the lungs where we tend to breathe typically. And as you're breathing, feel free to add movement into your body. If your focus is just trying to get that sound in the throat, then you might just keep the body still and allow the emphasis to be on mindfully getting that sound in the throat. However, if you would like to add the movement, perhaps as you inhale, the lift of the chin and the turning of the palms forward allows the lungs to open for your inhale expansion. And as you exhale, the chin can drop down. Remember, an exhale is a deflation. The palms can turn to face whatever is behind you, and the shoulders might round forward. So you can continue to move in that way, and these movements can be as big as you want them to be. These movements can be as small as you want them to be. And we'll take a few more like this. So just keep moving in your own way. Again, if the priority is I really want to focus on this breath, maybe when I start moving, I lose my connection to using the throat, then don't move. Maybe your priority is just getting that throaty sound through your breath. Maybe you really like the movement, and when you move, you lose the throaty sound, but it doesn't matter because the movement is what is fueling your practice this morning right now. Maybe take 1 or 2 more cycles. So a cycle is an inhale and an exhale. And this will just depend on how long you're breathing for, how much you want to expand your movement. But there is no rush for you to push through. Just whenever you come into your next exhale, you're going to continue to let the torso come down. You're going to let the knees bend as much as you need to. Again, there is no rush. You might still be on your final cycle, or maybe you're already down. Let the feet open to a distance that feels comfortable for you, and just allow the body to do what feels right. So a lot of this free movement is about intuitively moving, and moving from a place of what feels good. Perhaps if you have a prop, you might like to place your hands on the prop. Maybe you don't, and you need to place your elbows on the knees. So you want to use your body to give yourself freedom. Our yoga practice is really about creating freedom in the body. Freedom to move, to feel good when we move. Freedom to move within our everyday lives, not just in our yoga practice. Because our yoga practice amounts to many less hours than when we're not practicing yoga. So ideally, we want to use the time that we do practice yoga as a tool, basically, so that when we're not practicing, we feel a bit more free, a bit more connected, a bit more of what we want. So allowing the back of the neck to go long, allowing the whole spine to go long. You can continue to move for the last breath or two, or you might just find some stillness. where the body just tends to hang and drape and lengthen with gravity and time. Okay, and slowly from here, you're going to walk your hands forward and just come into a tabletop position onto one knee at a time. We're going to come into some nice side stretches for the body. So from where you are, we'll take the left foot and we'll take the left foot off to the side. Okay, shifting the weight over onto the left hand. Let's reach the right leg towards the back of the mat, and then shifting the weight off the right hand, right arm is going to sweep up and over. And I just want you to make a few circles like this. So reaching the arm back. The head can move with it, and you can choose to pause or emphasize particular spots as the arm moves. If you want to take a few in the opposite direction, go ahead. That might feel nice as well. Moving the arm in the opposite flow. Feel these anchoring down through the outer edge of your right foot so that you really have a lift in the arch of the foot. Good, and then we'll slowly come into our tabletop, coming back to where we started. Let's go into the other side. So now the right foot comes off to the side. The left leg stretches to the back of the mat. Shift the weight to your right hand and take the left arm up. And whatever way you want to circle first, go ahead. Allowing that circular motion. Now this can involve movement through the chest to a degree. This can involve movement through the hips as well. Maybe you want to push the hips a little bit forward and add a slight back bend as the arm comes around. So just allowing that shoulder to open. Perhaps you swap directions now. And because we're constantly anchoring down through the outer edge of the left foot, then there's always going to be stretch and lengthening through that left side body. Now remember that lengthening doesn't necessarily have to feel like stretching. We don't always have to feel a deep, deep stretch in order to create length. One more movement through the arm. And then when you're done, coming onto the hands and the knees. From here, we'll tuck the toes under, and we're not going to come into a downward facing dog. Just lift the knees up enough to step the feet into that wide-legged forward fold that we were in. Let the head hang down. A few more moments here, either movement or just hanging. Space in the spine, stillness. Noticing the breath. And we'll slowly uncurl. As you uncurl, take your time. Go ahead and start. Imagine there's a tail between your legs. So your tail is kind of dropping down in order to encourage the spine to uncurl up. Okay, good. As you breathe in, let's reach the arms all the way up. And we'll bring the hands, palms together. Let's interlock the fingers, release the index, cross the thumbs. Keep this nice wide stance with your feet. So my feet are on the outer edges of the mat or beyond the outer edges. So up to you. I want you to be mindful that your hips stay in the center. They don't shift from side to side as we do this. Let's reach up tall. Take your upper body over to your right. Upper body over to your right. So because we're keeping the hips in the center, we're not allowing the hips to shift. This movement will feel a little bit different than if we were allowing the hips to shift. Allow the chin to lift away from the chest and really the feet, especially the outer edges of the feet, to stay grounded. Reach the fingers, and if at the end you want to explore shifting the hips to see how that feels, you can for 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring the hips back in the center, pause. Inhale, come all the way up. Good, let's go to the other side. Reach tall, keep the hips in the center, up and over. So for me personally, when I keep my hips in the center, I feel more length in the side of my body. Versus when I let my hips move as we come towards the end of the pose, not quite yet, then I feel that there's more strength building. Lift your chin. So notice how it feels for you. Now you can Allow your hips to push and shift if you want. 3, long spine, reach fingers. 2, and 1. Keep the body where it is, but bring the hips back in the center. Inhale, lift all the way up. Good. From here, fold the body all the way down. Let the head hang. Let's walk the hands forward. Come back into your tabletop position. And from here, we're going to do exactly what we just did before. So the left foot goes off. The right foot goes to the back of the mat, outer edge of the foot down. Shift the weight on the left hand. Inhale, reach the right arm all the way up. And this time you're going to push down through both your front left hand and your back right foot, and see if you can just hover that left knee off the mat for 3, for 2, for 1. Let the knee lower back down, slowly looking down, reposition the hands and into your tabletop position. Try the other side. Shift that right foot off to the side. Left foot goes to the back of the mat. Shift the weight onto your right hand. Inhale, left arm goes up. So this energy of pushing down through the right palm is what allows you to maybe take weight off of that right knee. Now, if you cannot take weight off of the whole right shin, then you might keep your right toes down and just allow the knee to lift. 3, 2, 1. Let the knee lower down. Good. Looking down. Both hands reposition. From here, tuck the toes, lifting the tail, not downward dog yet. Again, open the legs up nice and wide to the outer edges of the mat. Let the head hang. Uncurl, coming all the way up. Good. Let's reach the arms up. Take it again. Interlock the fingers. Release the index, cross the thumbs. Reach up nice and tall towards the ceiling. Take your upper body over towards the right. Keep your hips in the center. Try to squeeze your right bicep, especially in towards the side of the head. Now, if this grip is a bit too much for you, you can change it so that your right elbow is bent and you're hooking your fingers on your left arm. Okay, if that works. Otherwise, elbows can stay straight. Then we'll let the hips move and bump. 3, 2, 1. Keep the body there, but draw the hips back into the center. Push down through your right foot. Inhale. Come all the way up. Good. Take it to the other side. Reach tall. Go up and over towards your left. Keep your chin lifted. Now notice if your left shoulder wants to hide away. Almost like you're rotating your chest forward. Good. Keep reaching. Let's move the hips. 3. Let them shift off. 2. Lift the chin. 1. Keep the body where it is. Bring the hips back into the center. Inhale. Lift all the way up. Good. Exhale. Forward fold. Come down. Walk the hands forward into tabletop position. Let's take one more set like this. Left foot comes off the mat. Right foot goes back. Reach the right arm all the way up and either lift knee or that whole leg. You can also take the option of kicking the foot forward. 3, 2, 1. Bring the weight back onto that knee again. Turn your gaze down. Both hands plant. Back to tabletop. Shifting the right foot off the mat. Left leg reaches back long. Inhale. Peel the arm up. Reach nice and high. Push down to go up. You can lift the knee. You can lift the whole foot, or you can kick the leg through. 3, 2, 1. Go slow as you come back on the knee, looking down. Turn yourself through, okay? Now we're gonna come to down dog. So leaning forward, tuck your toes, take your eyes into your belly, lift your hips up, take your time. And maybe here you go for a little bit of your own movements. Allowing the tail to shift. Incorporating bending of the knees. They might bend separately or together. Movement through your heels. And just play around with where the body weight is, shifting it forward, backward, side to side. Movement through the head, too. Good. And see if you might come into a few breaths of stillness in the last moments of our downward facing dog. Allow that bounding energy to occur in your hands.
And imagine that your armpits are trying to face one another. So there's this kind of wrapping energy through your triceps, which means your biceps will begin to face slightly forward to whatever is in front of you. Now, if this is proving to be problematic in your elbow joint, bring your hands wider apart. Soft bend in the knees where you need to. One more breath here. Okay, good. We're gonna inhale, stay in your down dog shape, look forward, and keep your down dog shape, lift high on the toes. Exhale, let the heels lower down, pull your chin to your chest, look into your belly, look into your chest, around your spine. Good, inhale, high on the toes, chin forward. So we're just really isolating this movement to the heels and the head. Exhale, let the heels lower down, draw your chin into your chest. Remember, the knees can bend round into the neck. Inhale, chin forward, high on the toes, looking forward, pause there. Exhale, let the heels lower down. Draw your chin deep into your chest, keep it there. Then let's come neutral with our downward facing dog and slowly taking your time, walking your feet to the top of the mat, moving the hip up that is attached to the leg that is going to move forward. And this creates a lot of opening into the sacrum. Good, coming up to the top of your mat. Feet can be a comfortable hip width distance apart. Let the head relax and hang down. We'll take your time to slowly come all the way up. Good, and then inhale, breathe in the arms up high. Exhale, draw the hands, palms into a prayer position at the chest. Okay. So we've kind of snuck in right away our side plank movements, and it's quite a nice way to work from the hands and the knees to get that movement. So we're gonna work with that a little bit more in addition to a few other things, okay? So let's come into a bit of twisting action through the spine. Let the knees bend and fold the body all the way down. Now, normally we do this on a block, so if you guys have a block, I'd recommend using it. A water bottle works really good as well. That is fine. So just something that gives you a little bit of height, okay? I can see some of you guys rushing to get something. So have the knees a little bit bent, and we're gonna take the left hand palm down onto the prop. Now, when I say down, push down to straighten the left elbow to feel the twist slightly through the spine. Now, you wanna be mindful that your knees stay evenly bent. Knees are over toes, and we're not twisting the hips at any point in the beginning of this movement. Let's take the right hand palm, face it into your prop, and start to peel the right elbow up towards the ceiling, and then pausing there. So holding in this position and noticing, do you want to shift your weight more to your right foot? That's the tendency. Now, because we want to keep the twist in the spine, I want you to be mindful of keeping your weight shifted evenly onto both of the feet and an even bend into both of the knees. From here, you can start to gradually straighten your top right arm without twisting your hips. And maybe if the neck is permitting you to do so, you can look up. Now, you must be really mindful as you do this to not let your hips shift excessively over towards the right. Keep an even bend in both of the knees. Now at the end, we can allow this movement to come into the body. So deep bend in your left knee, straighten in your right leg, and then you'll feel that the chest will open and face the right, and your shoulders might stack on top of one another. This twist is primarily in the hips. We're no longer twisting in the spine specifically, definitely not the lower spine. So from here, we're gonna put the twist back into the spine. So try to keep your arms in the position that they're in, but just reposition the legs so that you have an even bend in both of the knees, and then see where the twist goes from there. Good, then we'll bend the right elbow, look down, slide the hand down, shake it out a little bit, and we'll try the other side. Okay, planting down through the right hand palm, the left hand palm facing in towards your prop, whatever you've got, an even bend in both the knees. Push down through your right hand palm to peel your left elbow up. Now, just the simple action of bounding your energy down through your right hand palm will automatically sort of find you shifting a little bit excessively over to your left foot. So try to be mindful that the lower half of the body is not taking the movement instead of the spine and the twist. Let's unfold the top arm, reach high with the left arm. Now you might find the arm is out to the side because the shoulders are a bit tight. If that's the case, you can keep the elbow bent. You do not have to straighten the arm. Then from here, you might straighten the arm and you might turn your gaze. Notice how that feels in the body. Keep an even bend again into both of the knees. Good. And then at the end, you can bend deeply into your right knee, straighten into your left leg. Feel the stack, the reach, pushing energy down through the bottom hand. Then try to reposition the hips. Reposition the knees so that they're evenly bent and the twist goes back into your spine. A little bit harder that way. Let's bend the elbow. Look down. Good. Let the head drop. If you have a prop, move it out of the way. Let the body hang and sag. We're going to plant the hands and step back, downward facing dog, 1 foot at a time. Fingers nice and spread. Tail is lifting high. Let's take 1 breath cycle here, breathing in when you're ready. And breathing out. Okay, let's let the knees lower down. Let's try our little side plank again. Left foot comes off to the side. Right leg goes long to the back of the mat. Inhale, reach the right arm up nice and high. You can push down through your toes to lift your knee. You can hover the whole foot, or you can take the leg in front of you. Let's pause here. Push down to go up. 3. Breathe and soften the jaw. 2. Reach high to the ceiling. 1. Reposition that leg. Good. Turn the gaze down and coming back through into tabletop. Let's try the other side, shifting that right foot off. Left leg goes long to the back of the mat. Inhale. Left arm goes up. Lift. You can take the leg in front of you if you want. Good. Use the breath. 3. Reaching high. 2. Good. 1. Reposition the leg. Slowly turn the gaze down. Both hands, palms plant. Let's tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Hips up and back, spreading through the fingers, tails lifting nice and high. Take 3 breaths here. Good, nice work, you guys. Okay, we're gonna walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Soft bend into the knees, hang the head, hang the body, uncurl, take your time. Good, gradually allowing the chin to lift. When you feel ready, let's open the arms out to the sides, and you're gonna flex the palms, look over one side, and then the other. One side, and then the other. Good. Now, let's turn the hands palms so the fingers face up. Again, look over one side and then the other. Nice, you guys. And lastly, you're going to push the palms down and one ear to the other. One ear to the other shoulder. Dropping the head. Tick-tock, side to side. Long through each side of the neck. Okay, good. Nice stuff, you guys. Let's shake out the hands. Draw the palms into a prayer position at the chest. We're going to step the left foot to the top of the mat. We want this to be quite a big step in the body. And then from here, we're going to work on alignment through the hips. So through the hips, you might even take your hands on your hips to just give you a little bit of a fair idea of adjustment. Without a mirror, this can be definitely tricky to see how the body is moving. But you can always look down. So you can see when you look down, is your back hip opening back? Or is your front buttocks pushing out to the side? So you want to wrap your front left buttocks down and underneath. And then draw your right hip forward towards the top of the mat. Okay, inhale, let's lift the chin, lift the chest. We're gonna draw the hands, palms together into a prayer position. And from here, cactus the arms and turn your gaze up. A little squeeze into the shoulder blades can work. Remember that the back knee can be bent if that feels better for you. Charging the body weight forward, keep wrapping your left buttocks underneath the leg. Holding here. Good. Let's draw the hands, palms back into a prayer position. And now from here, you're gonna look down, left hand on the knee, right hand palm flat. From here, turn onto the outer edge of the back foot. Turn your front toes all the way towards your left side. Use your hand on the knee, a little push to feel the stretch, and then take your left hand down exactly in the position that you would for down dog. So you want to feel that you're almost trying to straighten your left leg, so you'll get a really good stretch through the glute and through the side of the body. Now, if you stop pushing through your left hand, then sometimes we can lose that lengthening. So push through the left hand as if you're really trying to bring your left knee and your left armpit further away from each other. Pausing there. Good. Okay, let's release. Turn the front toes forward. Come high onto the back toes and you're into your lunge. Now from here, you're gonna lower the back heel down towards the back of the mat. That's it, good. And you wanna feel that your left hand palm, it either plants down or you could be on your fingertips. We're gonna circle this arm. So the right arm goes forward and long, reaches up and lengthens down towards the leg. Take one more. Reach it forward, up, circling around. Good. And then from here, plant the hand down. Just feel this stability into the body. You're gonna step back to a high plank position, shift your weight forward to step back, high plank. And then look in the belly, downward facing dog, hips up and back, and right away walk the hands to the back of the mat. Hang the head and uncurl. Take your time. Okay, good. Let's again take the arms all the way out to the side, and you're gonna flex the fingers down this time. Just turning from one side over to the other. Flexing the fingers down. Getting that movement. Good, and then let's push the palms out, side to side. Okay, push the palms down and tick-tock the head. Ear to shoulder. Okay, nice work, you guys. Let the hands release. We're gonna draw the palms into a prayer position, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Big, big step. Just working on that hip alignment first, noticing what your tendencies are. So looking down, do you see that your left hip is being pulled back? You might need a little bit of a smaller step or a little more bend in the back knee to charge your left hip forward and draw the right hip in towards the socket. Alternatively, if that back leg is straight and it's pushing your right hip out to the side, think of wrapping that down. Good. Inhale. We're going to draw the palms into a prayer position and then opening cactus. Lifting the chin, lifting the chest. Holding here. Left hip a little bit forward. Wrap the right buttocks around and underneath the right thigh. Perhaps as you lift the chest a little more, you allow your weight to sink a little bit deeper with the bend of the right knee. Pause. Good. Let's draw the hands, palms together into a prayer position. From here, lowering your front hand all the way down towards the mat, okay? And we're gonna turn the front toes to the side. Come onto the outer edge of the back foot, a little push with the hand on the knee, just to feel how you can use that to create stretch and length into the right buttocks. Then both hands, palms, clamp down. Push specifically through your right hand and your right foot, like you're trying to pull your right ribs and your right armpit away from the inner thigh of the right leg. You can even twist your spine a little bit over towards the left to increase that stretch and that lengthening if you need to, pausing here. Good. Okay, let's pick up that right hand, turn your right toes forward, come high onto your back toes. The right hand is gonna come onto the outside of that front foot on the fingertips. If you need a prop can work well, or you can be hand palm flat. Drop your back heel down. Inhale, let's sweep the left arm forward, all the way up, back. Good, and then one more, down. Reach it forward, up, sweep it all the way around. Facing the front, high on the back toes. Feel your hands, palms clamp down, shift your weight forward enough to sweep the heel to the buttocks. Step back, high plank as you pause. Look into the belly, hips up and back, down dog, and right away walk the hands. So it's kind of this flow movement. Let the head hang, uncurl, take your time. Coming all the way up. Let's inhale, open the arms out to the side, flex the hands, palms, couple movements side to side. Good, and then we'll drop the hands down, tick-tock the head, side to side. Good, okay. Inhale, draw the palms into a prayer position. Step the left foot again to the top of the mat. Check out the hips, make sure that they are feeling stable. Yeah, this is the center of your balance, so get that nice and stable. Inhale, open up, cactus. Lift the chest. Exhale, draw the palms back together, look down. Now here, this is where we're gonna take it just a little bit different. So as you come all the way down, we can turn this front foot out to the side, okay? We're gonna plant down through the right hand, come onto the outer edge of the back foot. Now inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, nice and high, holding there. Good. Now this is where we're gonna do it just a little bit different. So you're gonna lower that hand down, come back into your lunge, and then we're gonna try to shift this left foot over to the right side. So take your weight onto your left hand, drop your back heel down to the mat. See if you can walk your left foot a little bit in front of you. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you take weight off of that leg, 3. Maybe the foot stays down, 2. Maybe you straighten the leg and reach over, up to you, 1. Okay, from here, bending again into the left knee, look forward, walk the foot in front of you again. Now you're into your lunge. Plant your hands, lean forward, sweep your heel to your buttocks, and step back. Let's go downward facing dog, and right away walk to the back of the mat. Heavy head, uncurl. Good. Inhale, arms out to the side. Again, push the palms. Maybe you want to alternate. Flipping the fingers down, flipping them up. Good. Maybe you want to turn them forward or turn them back. Let's take them down, tick-tock the head. Same thing. Maybe you want to turn them. We've got the last set. Okay, stopping in the middle, hands, palms into prayer. Right foot, big step, top of the mat. So getting that alignment through your hips. Sometimes the alignment is only able to happen when we bend the knee. Sometimes when we straighten the leg, we twist and torque in order to get the leg straight. Notice if that's happening for you. Inhale, open up, cactus arms. Pause here. Squeezing between the shoulder blades, sinking maybe a little bit lower. Good. Let's draw the hands, palms together again into a prayer position, coming down to the mat. Turning onto the outer edge of the back foot, turning your front toes to your right, pushing down through a flat left palm. Inhale, reach up, open, twist. So still we're taking this energy of pushing the right foot down into the mat to feel the length through the side body, reaching up high. Maybe you like the arm to go over. Good, and then come back to your lunge. So turning the front toes forward, high on the back toes. Now drop your back heel down. Walk the front right foot a little bit to your left. Plant down on your right hand. And now keep walking that front foot until you can take weight off of your left arm. Now you might have a bend in your front knee still. You might like to send it forward and straighten it, or you might like to reach it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Plant the foot, bring it back into the center, and from here, down dog, right away into the back of the mat. Walk the hands. Hang the head, let it shake out. We'll go slow to uncurl. Take your time. Okay, good stuff, you guys. We'll breathe in the shoulders up. Exhale, let it go down. Let's take a moment to just be still. You can turn the palms forward. Feel free to close the eyes if you would like to. And just feel into the toes on your mat. Feel into space between each of your fingers. And feel into this beautiful breath that might be coming up for you. This healthy beat of the heart. And just feeling this sense of gratitude for your ability to move. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. And I will see you soon.